Hello, hello. I hope everyone's doing well. And looks like my volume is working. I haven't done this in such a long time, but let's see. Yep, there we go. All right, just want to make sure everything's good. Let's see. Actually, I'm just gonna. Yeah, I'm right. I'm good right here. Before I start drawing, let's see. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you guys are seeing my face. It looks like that y'all are able to, but you never know. We're Mercury retrograde, so my communication may be shitty. Other people's communication I've noticed has been very shitty, but whatever. But I'm glad that I'm actually you know, getting on here and filming myself. I've been filming myself on TikTok, trying to do that, trying to get myself filming on there, but honestly, I haven't been doing the YouTube thing, and I feel so bad. But I'm not gonna lie, the last video I think I did was back in April, actually. I think I gotta actually look and see. And yes, I am actually gonna look it up on my YouTube and just see what I have. But I know I have this tendency to just yep, the last thing was like 3 months ago. I gotta do better, guys. But here I am. So yeah, I mean, it's been a while since I actually did a YouTube video, and this is gonna be going up the next day because, well, I've been telling myself, oh, I need to do YouTube for the past couple weeks, and then I just don't do it. And the past couple weeks has just been crazy. The past couple months have been wild and crazy. So yeah, there is that. Still working a labor job, but I don't know if I'm gonna be staying there because they're kind of doing some crazy shit. But I'm lucky to have a job. I will say that. I will say that. Let's see. But I mean, other than that, even though things have been kind of weird and crazy and all that stuff, I'm gonna try not to really channel that into this video. It's just like I've been having to deal with a lot of I've been having to deal with a lot of BS lately, and yeah, and it's coming from multiple angles. It's not just from one thing. It's not just it's from work. It's a family member. It's also some friends. It's all the things, But again, these things are not like the worst things ever. It's just sometimes I do have my moments where I get a little bit. I have angst, anxiety, all that stuff. I deal with craziness just like everybody else. But at least I have a good outlet like this. I've also been doing more of my oil paintings, so there is that. I'll probably be sharing more of that. Maybe I'll do YouTube with that one. I don't know. I could actually start doing some of my old paintings and just put them on YouTube. I have a camera. I could just do that. So I may just do that. But my goodness, I feel like I've gone through so much the past couple of months. It's actually kind of wild to actually see like what all I've been through since April. Now I'm thinking about it, it is kind of a little bit crazy. But I'm glad that I'm actually like getting back into this. Now I may not be on here for too long because the point of like doing these YouTube videos is to like make these like maybe 30 minutes, not too long, not too short either. But I also do want to put some stuff on TikTok. Oh my gosh. I'm just roughing out this human form, but you know, I do this thing where I just start the video and then I don't give really context. But basically, I've been drawing witches for the past couple of weeks. This is Thorn. I call her Thorn, but I have another picture of her that I did. Let me just make sure I got this kind of drawn in. Alright, here we go. Okay. And then also I want to make sure I do this rose thing for her. Anyway, so this is the character. Like, so she's an earth witch. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the next drawing that I did of her. Earth Witch, again, I mean, the thing is with Earth Witches, like, they always have this rep of, like, not being, like, they're like, these matriarchal sort of, like, energies or whatever. And, all they have is vines and lifting rocks, but I wanted to make this earthy type of witch to be very powerful, to go up against enemies. Of course, I mean, she also has earth manipulation, like, vines, rocks, making plants grow and stuff like that. She's a witch, so she's gonna have like maybe the psychic, maybe the psychic ability of like maybe mind reading, maybe telekinesis. The witches in my universe, they all have like some type of element that they are very proficient in, and they can channel that element in controlling whatever that element is. Also, sorry, I'm also watching a movie as well. It's actually Superman. Let's see. So yeah, the witches in my universe, they can channel the elements and stuff like that. Really just one element, since she's an earth witch. Earth. I have a fire witch, I have a water witch, and I have like an air witch. I will show them maybe in different episodes. If you're on my Instagram, they do make an appearance on my Instagram a little bit. But I'm really just wanting to focus on this character and let the episode just be on this character. So this is the first drawing that I did of the character. Well, I wouldn't say it's the first one. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was hoping to find a document that actually showed all of the witches that I've drawn, but unfortunately, it's not right here on my recents, so I don't really feel like going through and finding that witchy brainstorm file, but she was on there, and I think I had the design to be like this, and really this character. So I just view her being in like at this cabin in a forest, and you see this. I'm drawing this forest right here, and then getting these plants in here because again she's an earth witch, but she also has these elements of like being able to harness magic. Like say she can say a couple of like Latin incantations or maybe Hebrew incantations or something like that, and she can produce like, I don't know, some magical effects like conjuring light or whatever the heck you may think. Or I would even say that she could even manipulate fire if she like says the right incantations. I hope that makes sense with the magical witches in my universe. I'm sorry, I'm like ADHD right now. Um, so the movie I'm actually watching is Doomsday versus Superman, and every time Superman versus Doomsday, Superman just basically dies, and well, I just watched him die, so I'm like, ah, shit, there we go. That's sad. Very sad. Anyway, enough about Superman. Oh, gosh. I really probably should turn this TV off while I'm doing the videos, but it's not a big deal. Um, so I am going to draw for a little bit and just kind of get lost. I may talk to you guys while I'm doing this, but we'll see. And additionally, if you guys have any like art, let me know. Like, let me see what's going on. If y'all have links to your websites or whatever, you know, put them in the comments or make a comment. You know how YouTube is, you know how social media is, you know, like, and I don't know why it's so weird how people are so stingy with like the likes and shares on the internet. It's so weird. But people are weird. People are very weird nowadays. And yeah, don't know what else to say. But I will have to say, like, what is going on with this world, though? Like, it just seems like the world is going crazy. Don't know what's going on with that. Don't know what's going on with this world. It's very scary. Even locally, there's like a lot of things that are happening. I think like I live in Nashville, so you know apparently Elon Musk is about to build a tunnel below Nashville or something like, or from the airport to like Nashville. So, which I just don't understand why that's needed, but whatever. But apparently, you know, apparently things are happening behind closed doors, and people are not knowing this. And you know, I would recommend that people start really paying attention to local shit. Like, pay attention, you know, like very much pay attention, because you know they are sneaking some things in states, in legislature or whatever the fuck it is. They are sneaking some things. So you know, and I was watching this TikTok of this senator, or not senator, but this this person that was talking about how shoot, sorry, this is what happens when I get like kind of like into the flow state while I'm filming. But yeah, I lost my train of thought, guys. I am so sorry. I also feel like my mind just has so many things going on right now. Whether it's from work, which I don't want to get into the details of work, but let's just say that, you know, definitely looking for other means of employment, which I highly recommend other people, you know, always don't always settle. Companies will always look at you as a number. Don't always settle, you know. And just because you may seem like you're loyal, even though you may seem loyal, most companies are not going to care about that. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna make this comment about some of these characters, and I know that they're gonna look a little bit weird for the look a little bit weird. Like even right here, I'm using one of these tools, a symmetry tool, to basically help me, draw a little bit more. But I did not need this to happen, so that sucks. But yeah, like all I'm saying is like with corporations and stuff like that, like what I've noticed is, oh my gosh, that's crazy. I can't believe I did all that. Yeah, what I've noticed with a lot of companies and stuff like that, sometimes they don't care about their employees or whatever, even if they're very loyal. You can be loyal, but that doesn't mean that the big machine that runs everything really cares, right? Like, okay, great, like, you know, you you're doing a good job this one day, but they can easily turn on you. And I'm kind of being a little bit vague, but I'm trying not to really get into it, while also kind of surrendering into my flow state. So if it's not if my shit's not making sense, whatever. Point is, I guess. Oh shit. Fuck. Point is, companies really just do not really, really care. That's what I've noticed. Hate to be cynical, but you know, just based on my experience, I've been in the corporate world enough to. I've been in the corporate world enough to actually see like how CEOs sort of like think. You know, um, it doesn't really matter how loyal you are to the company. You're still just a number. Especially with AI coming up, like, okay, hold on. I do not like how this is. Anyway, with AI that's coming up, which I think that's pretty interesting, with AI. I have a lot to say about AI, but I'm not going to really talk about it in this video. I'm kind of a proponent of it, but more so keep it limited. Like I don't believe in totally eliminating it, because if you're going to just eliminate AI, well, here's the thing, other people are going to use AI, so you're just going to be behind on a lot of the trends. You're going to be behind on the technology, and for me, I am not interested in being behind. I've been behind on technology before, and I'm still seriously dealing with the consequences, because I've had this awakening of how, like, why am I not like why do I feel like I'm not as ahead with like technology as my peers? And here I am doing this art thing on the computer, right? I mean, now granted, that's not my forte. I'm not a programmer, but I do notice, like, I did notice back in the day. Now granted, I am a little bit better with the computers now. you know I may be a little bit not so good with the verbiage, um, and such. But I can navigate. I literally can use programs like 3D programs and all that stuff. So I wouldn't even say I'm like totally like stupid when it comes to computers. But I will say, like, I can be challenged with computers, and I do feel like I really started late when it comes to like computer usage and stuff like that. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Better. This is gonna take me a while to do, guys, but hey, I may turn this into multiple episodes. And y'all will get to see me struggle. Nah, we're not struggling here. So I gotta admit, sometimes when I start do these videos, I'm like, oh my god, do I really gotta do the video? I'm like, if we don't do it, like, then we will never do it, and I don't care. These things will, even right now, I'm not even gonna edit it or anything. It's still such a weird thing, the fact that I am doing YouTube. It's still so surreal. Even though, like, I'm still fairly new, and I'm kind of like the filming is kind of like a broken schedule, so it's very much inconsistent. But then again, I've had clients. I've been working on stuff, working on logos, mascots, and stuff like that. And I think the last video I was working on a mascot design. Actually, yeah, it was like actually no, the last video I was working on, I think, Black Rose, and then I was working on a mascot design, which honestly I may just like I should just go ahead and just work on more of those mascot designs. I actually have a couple that I stopped working on so I can work on a client's work on some work for a client. So certain things had to go in the back burner, which that was unfortunate. But I do want to do more vector work, so I'm going to force myself to do more vector work, and then share it with you guys. Actually, shoot, let me make sure I got the time right. Okay. Probably in 6 minutes I'll probably close this out. Because this isn't really the most exciting video, but I want to get something out and actually post it, so I can be active and shit like that. And honestly, I may just be a little bit more leisure with YouTube and just not be too professional. I'm gonna have to be professional, but I need to spit videos out. I know that. Yeah. because I honestly feel like I really want to be consistent with it, but lately just my motive lately just the energy to just film everything is, I don't know, sometimes it's like I don't have the motivation. But the thing is, it's a really bad thing to always depend on motivation, because if you always depend on motivation, motivation may not always come. So it's like, that's why it's like you gotta be more disciplined. But but you guys get that. You guys get that. And I hope you guys are not weirded out by the fact that I draw kind of like in this really weird way, like because I'm having to deal with like multiple subjects, which I don't know why I'm doing that shit, but I think it's just unconsciously, it's like, you know, I want to challenge myself and, come up with these grandeur, these art pieces that I'm like, okay, why are we adding all these like details and people, and because, well, I want to be a good artist, I want to be a great artist and all that stuff, so I gotta challenge myself and, not necessarily make things harder, but, I gotta, impress people and shit like that. So, yeah. Okay, y'all, I am literally watching like this Superman movie, and I don't know. I'm gonna just say this. I really do think that Superman and Lex Luthor. I think Lex Luthor is in love with Superman. I think he does. I think he low key wants Superman, because he was like all up in Superman's like body, and I think that the body's dead. So I don't know why he's like. Uh, Again, I'm watching this movie right here, and again, I don't know why I'm watching it. Maybe it's a good thing that I'm reacting, but then y'all are not even seeing what I'm watching. But I mean, y'all, I really do think like Lex Luthor is probably a closeted homosexual. I think he is. I think he is. I think Lex Luthor is a closeted homosexual. I mean, come on, like he is like legitimately, like he's shirtless. He is shirtless right now. He has pants on, but Superman is literally right there, unconscious, like in a glass, like little tube thing, and it's just so weird. What the fuck am I watching, guys? And why am I describing it to you guys? Y'all are probably gonna think I'm weird, but whatever. I don't give a fuck. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. I think I'm just gonna make this as more of like showcasing his teeth, maybe. I don't know. I know these kind of look like big ass lips right here, but I'm trying to like get it to where. Uh, Y'all, whenever you're drawing, I'm gonna let you all guys know. I try not to do references. If you love yourself, do references. I try not to do references a lot, but sometimes it's a challenge. Sometimes it's a challenge. Oh my gosh. Ah, okay. This is such a weird. Oh god, I'm gonna have fun with this. I'm gonna have fun with this. Um, Gosh, so many like, and I swear it's like so many issues with these as well. So I'm gonna be going crazy, y'all, and y'all are gonna see me go crazy with this. Mm-mm-mm. Let me check the time real quick. Okay, 30 minutes. All right, guys, it is 30 minutes. I'm probably gonna like do like more art later on tonight. Definitely. I mean, it's gonna be an ongoing thing. I mean, it really is gonna be an ongoing thing. So, no, what am I talking about? Anyway, anyway, um, I may make another video after this, but it's gonna be mainly for TikTok. Um, and I don't know. I may try to channel a motivational message, but I do want to leave with I do want to leave you guys with something, that you can take away from this video. Um, didn't really have voice. I just really ranted. I didn't really have really any wisdom, but I try to leave a little bit of wisdom. So I don't know. Let me see if I have something in my journal right here. Um, if I have anything profound. Oh, okay, here's one. I actually made a TikTok video on this. So basically, it's like if you want to shift your reality, you have to move and believe differently. You have to move and believe in the person that you want to become, right? Um, and then also, your future self will thank you for all of the failures that you allowed yourself to make, you know? So, oops, shit. Oh, there's another pen. Basically, be thankful for the fact that, like, you have your failures, because your failures are literally what's going to help you succeed. I know that's kind of like, whoa, really? But no, like, think about it. Like, a lot of billionaires, a lot of successful people, it's all been built on failure after failure after failure. This test failed, this test failed, this test failed, and it is kind of like this thing of, oh wow, like, you know, um, it is kind of like this thing of like, just how a lot of things can just compound, you know. Yep, I'm tired, guys. I am tired. And I am talking nothing but nonsense. Anyway. Try to have a good week, guys. It's gonna be a crazy, crazy, crazy week. I can already tell. I can already tell with the energies, with my energies and stuff like that. I can tell, like, we're gonna be going through a lot of really interesting things, and yeah, like, as a country. And I'm not trying to be like this doom and gloom person, but uh, try to, with Mercury retrograde and everything, and it's been crazy with this Mercury retrograde. Like, it's been like communication issues, it's been craziness, and even with just people, dealing with people, and yeah, I'm just dealing with people and dealing with unfairness that happens, and I know there's a lot of that happening because trust me, I had to deal with some things that seemed unfair, and you know, things that are just like, really, okay, whatever. But that's life. You know, life is a really weird thing, isn't it? But never dim your light for anybody, people. Never dim your light. Never dim yourself. Never shrink yourself, especially in this place where a bunch of people want to drain you of your energy and your essence and bury you in like whatever, because they can't stand somebody in their light, right? You know, always, always know your worth, know your light, know who you are. Know that you're divine, know that you're more than just that physical avatar that you are inhabiting. You are sovereign, you are powerful, and whatever challenges that you're going through, you're going to get through it. Like, you will get through it. All challenges dissolve in your presence. You dissolve obstacles through your awareness, through your intuition and intention and discernment, and through inspired action, you know? So, know your worth, people. Know your worth. Know your worth. And I will see you guys in the next one. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, have a wonderful week. And yeah, just slay your demons. See y'all guys later.